we don't need to use the project management. So I'm going to disable the access of the project management. This one will help you to control in terms of the licensing, right? So you have a very limited license on your project management and so on. This is where you're going to control their access, right? Now you put them into your project, then you can see the list of the project members here, right? So my suggestions to you guys is create a dummy and then sometimes use the access, the dummy account to go in to create a sequence of the communications and so on. Now, I want to ask every one of you here, are you guys familiar with the docs? Do I need to go through what is docs or the document management? Who is not familiar with the docs? Grateful. Alright, okay, so here's some. Okay, can you see that on the left hand side here? Because I create that, I select the copy project, so all the folder is automatically created for me. Now we have two set here, the bottom and the top and the bottom. If I'm not mistaken, the top is called what is the thing is called? The bottom is called project files, right? Sorry? Plans and also the project files. Okay, if you are the old BIM 360 DOS user, you know that most of the features is only at the plans, not at the project files level. But now we are changing. You can do a lot of things at the project files level. But plans, we have a couple of things that is quite interesting. I'll show it to you guys later on. But before I go into details, everything is very easy in document management. All you need to do here is to create the folders. If let's say it's empty, you can click on the drawings here and you can set that maybe because of the resolution. Alright, so you can see it on top here that you can create a subfolder system and so on. So as usual, you can create your folder and subfolder. Now, each of these subfolder, you can give them the name. Like for myself, I like the 0102 at the side here, so that it's easier for me to manage in sequence. Now, each of these folder, we can give them a permission. Like for example, architecture folder, I want the architect to have a full access, but engineers, subcontractors, main con, they only as a viewer purposes. So what can I do here is I can invite people to go into this project or this space, like for example, Azahari, Saleh, okay. These two guys here, one of it is an engineer and the other one is the contractor. So what can I do here is I can give them access of the viewing purposes. Right. One thing that you guys need to be clear here is if you are the project manager, project admin, you will have a full access to all the folders. Alright? So you guys have to be careful how you guys set it up in the initial. Now, this kind of permission you can set it as an individual or by company or by roles. You can set it like for example, I want the I don't know who is inside my project, this one. Let's say for example the 3D tech here. I can say that whoever belongs to the company is 3D tech, they only have the access to the view and upload. Alright?
Like a blanket policy or permission.
Yeah, it's like a blanket policies and so on. Now, I can even set the rules. I can say that, hey, architect, we have a full access. Alright? And I can say that they can upload, they can edit, and they can control and so on. Now, same thing, you can set all your folder, subfolder in this manner. Let's forget about the title block. I'll touch that later on. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up one of my examples. I'm not going to start from scratch because because I only have 1 hour. I should do you a couple of things that is important in docs. Now, in docs is easy, or the document management is easy. The first thing is you set up the folder structures and so on. Now, there's 2 ways that we can start with our document management. One is you are uploading your documents. Second one is you're using the designs collaborations. Okay, let's look at the upload first, the manual way. How people can upload on 2 levels here. One is at the top is a plans, the bottom is called project files. Right? You can see there's a one line splitter here. Right. What will happen here on the plans, the top level, you will have certain intelligence to detect all your Revit files and also all your PDF, the multi-sheets PDF. Right. If I click on this upload button on top here, right, let me go into architectural folder. If I click on this upload button, alright, I can upload my Revit files, PDF files, IFC and so on. It will support the IFC. Recently we come up with a list of file format that we accept and we can view it online. If I manage to find it, I will put it into the site for you guys to have a reference. Now, the good thing about the plans here is if you're uploading your Revit files, it will automatically extract all the drawing sheets that is contains in your Revit, right? You guys know that in Revit we have all the drawing sheets and also the view, right? So basically you can control what you want to publish, right? Now, from here, my file name is called 56750_air. And you can see everything will be extracted out. So the name here is the drawing sheet's name. Alright, it will automatically populate out from there. Now, anyone can tell me how I'm going to control what to publish and what not to publish? Anyone? Right.
The Revit file.
Yep, the Revit file itself. You go to collaborate, publish settings. Yep. You guys know in Revit we have one tab here, collaborate, publish settings. This is where you can control what you want to publish in your docs and what you want to hold it. So normally in your Revit file we have, let's say that I have hundreds drawing sheets. Maybe 50 is final, another 50 I'm still in progress. Another maybe some of it is just a reference. So I'm not going to publish everything for everyone to view. What can I do here is I can go into Revit, I can control what I want to publish. By using the collaborate button, we have the publish settings over there.
Hey, UBC, by the way, there was one question about not being able to see the collaborate tab. I think we had that issue as well. What was our solution to that?
The old one, if you are using maybe 2018, you might have this kind of issue. You can install the plugin that you can download, the C4R plugin. Alright? But if you are using 2018.3 or 2019, it's automatically there. It's already embedded in the installer. Now, if I open up one of the things here, right? Right? So, you guys know that you can, as usual, you can go to collaborate button, go to publish settings, you can control that by creating the sets. I can create a couple of sets, like for example, I want to say that, hey, in this collaborate button here, publish settings, I can create a set saying that design phase or the design ED submission, BP submission, deal submission. So I can set those kind of levels. I can set it for visualization for certain things. So I can control it from here. Whichever items that I tick, it will publish in docs. Okay. So now, the common questions that customer might ask is saying that, hey, what happens to my second version? All right. Let's say that I have 50 sets of drawings here. How I'm going to publish some of the drawings and some I'm not going to publish because let's say that the second version I'm only updating the elevations. All right. Ground floor, floor plans, everything is remain the same. So similar method before you submit or re-upload your drawings, you can just go into Revit and change your publish settings inside it. So you can control what you want to publish. That's why in my doc, you can see my version behind. I have a different version. Version 1, version 2, version 4, version 3, and so on. Now, what you can do or what you can show to your customer is you can show it to them saying that, hey, it's automatically populated the drawings. Normally I will show it to them in a thumbnail because it looks better, because you can quickly do an overview on everything. Now, normally I will click saying that, I say that, look, one thing that you need to emphasize when you're doing presentation is saying that, hey, look, we are not converting into a DWF, IFC or anything format, but we are reading the native form, which is the RVT. There's none of the application out there that is capable to do that, right? Or it's very limited, right? This is one of our enhancements. You tell customers that if you use other platform, you might be two things. If you are sending the Revit files, you need to make sure the other parties have a Revit viewer or the Revit. Or if they don't have Revit, you might need to convert into PDF or DWG. That is where the errors happen, because if you're doing during the manual conversion, you might miss one or two drawings directly from there. Now, I show it to client. Normally, I will not show this model. Normally, I will show the Autodesk Hospital. It looks better, but this one is my testing environment. I use a smaller so that faster for me to upload and download. Now, I can do a viewing, sectionals. I can walk around. You guys know what to do with this one. The other thing here is normally at this point, I will say that, hey, I can view my models and so on. And at the same time, I can view my ground floor. Show it to them, the workflow step by step. Even though if I go into 3D, I can show the drawing compact, I will not do that at this moment because that is not the workflow yet. I will tell the customer what you can see, what you can do. So I will tell them that, hey, you will have a hyperlink here, you can click, you can go to any view. Traditionally, you might be searching all the drawing files. It's tedious, but now you can click and go in immediately.
Yeah, Casey, if you go back to the plan view here, and the bubble is right there, it only hyperlinks, or you're only able to jump to that view if in case you also uploaded that sheet.
Yeah.
If the sheet's not
No.
there, it wouldn't work.
Alright. Now, hyperlink, you can create your own hyperlink as well. Alright. If manually, if you want to do that, you can have add new hyperlink. You can link to any drawings that you want. Let's say that you have a certain set of document in another folder, you can do that if you want. Now, pretty similar things that what you can do to show it to the customer, saying that, hey, look, this is what you're going to do in the initial design process. You open up a drawing, you start to review, and you start to do a comment. Now, this one is an architecture folder, so it makes sense for me just to do a markup and comments whatever the architect is doing. So, for example, over here, I said that, hey, I'm going to do a markups over here, do arrows, and do the typing, fonts, everything. Now, there's one thing that you guys need to avoid, and I don't like it personally, is when I start to zoom into details. Like for example, I zoom in closer, and I start to do a typing, and you will realize that my font is too big, right? This is what will happen. See that at the bottom there? Because I zoom in too big. So normally what I do here is I will start to, either I say that, hey, we've got such thing, or I will zoom it out a little bit and then start to do the typing, right? This is the limitation that we have right now. I already report back to the product team about this thing, that you know, right? Now, basically there are a couple of things that you can do over here. You say that, hey, during review sessions, you can have this split view. Right? This split view here, it means that you can view 3D and 2D at the same time. Alright? Normally I will show this one to my client because this one is a really cool feature. Because it's a Revit model, I can select any items from my 3D and it will show it to me in 2D. Unfortunately, this models here, it doesn't work. I can show it to you the other models, it works. Right? It will automatically highlight it to me the particular area. In somehow this model, when I go in, it becomes the raster image, not the vector. That's why they miss out these kind of features. I don't know what is the reason of that. It might be because I'm doing a lot of testing on this model. Now, by the time you've done it, everything will be listed down here as a markups. Now, let's say that you have a client. Client go in, do the markups, comments, certain things they don't like. Everything will be kept track here. Now, what the architects need to do here is, right? They can go into here and say that, hey, it's already done, and they're going to click on archive. Alright, it means that they already done it, they're going to close the status and so on. Now, a lot of people confuse the, because in document management we have two things, markups and issue management. A lot of people confuse when do I need to use issues, when do I need to use markup. So you tell the customer saying that, hey, during design stage, early design, you use markup to do that because it's faster, easier, and it's direct to a specific consultant. Now, issues, you can raise the issues when it goes into more detail, like for example, pre-construction stage, where more consultants comes in, engineer, M&E, landscape, civil, and so on. So because Why we are not using markup at that stage? Because too many people. I need to attention to a specific consultant or specific person to address my issue. Let's say that, for example, I'm the architect. Right? I realize that there's a box here and it doesn't make sense for the structure drawing. So I can click on the issue and type in all the relevant details. Alright, so like for example, I say that, what is this? Alright, so I say that blah blah blah, I can key in. Now, you can tell your customer during presentation saying that, look, this is something is really cool because you can assign to a specific person, like for example, I assign to Azari, and I can put in the location. Now, most common question that when you receive from your customer saying that, hey, why location I cannot set it? Or why the location is not reading whatever in Revit. Our judgment is, or our explanation is saying that, hey, this one it can be very flexible. I can refer it to the grid line, I can refer it to the zones, I can refer it to the specific elements. Alright? The reason why we open it up to be empty and you can type in anything because different stage you will refer different things. During design you might be referring grid line, but during certain stage, pre-con you might be referring on certain specific elements or certain zone and so on. That's why we leave it quite open and people just need to key in, right? And now, the due date here is something that is a cool thing that you explain to your customer, saying that even though that you are creating the issue, but you're putting in the information. Now, whenever I create the issues, alright, you can show to the customer saying that, look, you can go to the issue tabs here, you will list down all your issues from day one. We will never delete anything, we will never archive anything. You will list down from day one. I have a project since 2016. I have thousands of issues there. I think I have about 200 over. Right? I always show that to my customer. Now, from here, this issue, this here, it can be useful for a couple of things. One is, if I'm the architect or the draftsman, I can quickly go into here and say that, hey, is anything assigned to me? Right? What do I need to do this week or next week? I can say that due date, saying that if anything that happens for me from May 1st to 25th that I need to respond or reply, hey, I got one. Right? What happened by who to who and so on. So when I click it, you tell me the history, right? Who created that, anyone responded, what is the activity. If this issue is raised based start from the drawings, you can go to the drawings immediately. Now, there's a tab of the attachment here, right? It's quite useful for the during design stage. Let's say that the architect scribbles some design or sketch some design. Alright, they can immediately just use the iPhone, take a picture, and use the BIM 360 app, create the issue, and attach the photos in there. Alright, so you can use these kind of features to do that. Now, I can change the status to close. Right, I can say that, hey, this is done, rectified or changed, or something like that. Now, this is one of the usage for the filtering because I can filter what I'm doing and what do I need to do. Now, the second thing here is this issue here is quite useful for the lead consultants, right? If let's say that I'm the architect, I really want to monitor whether my structure engineer, M&E, is already done their work. So right now, what can I do here is I can say that, hey, I really want to know what is the status open and draft, and which is between this month. I really want to know who is not doing their work yet. So now I got two. Now during the CCM meeting or the site meeting or client meeting, so I can bring it up, this report, and say that, hey, why you're not reacting to this issue yet, right? Now, this report you can export into PDF or Excel. Now, PDF is very simple. I can show to you the PDF report.
Am I going to get a reminder?
No, at this moment we don't have reminder. A lot of people are asking that kind of features. It might have in futures on the reminder, right? But at this moment, if your customer said that, hey, why there's no reminder, then you pinpoint back to the main, the root cause. Do you read emails? You don't read emails, right? So even though I give you 10 reminders, 20 reminders, you're going to dump it into a subfolder and you're not reading it. So it doesn't make sense if you have reminder, right? This is the justification that you need to give your customer. Instead, you can explain to your customer saying that, look, Reminder doesn't work. All you need to do here is to have a display. Every time go to the filter list here to check whatever that is going on to you or to someone else. Now, this is the report similar to this kind of format. I will tell the customer saying that, hey, I will have this kind of report if I go for the meeting, print it out, and I start to argue with all the consultants that didn't do their work. Alright? Now, we have another method which is we can export to Excel. Now, every time you see a customer say that, hey, this is not the format that I want. I have a specific format. I want a letter head, blah 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 blah, and so on. Alright. So what you need to explain to a customer saying that, look, if you really want to have that, the simple way is export into Excel, create a macro that is linked to your own format, and it will automatically pump it to your own format. Alright. That is one of the fastest way to get the report in your own format. Alright, I have customers doing that using the macro to control that. Alright. Now, those are the document management. Right. Now, these are a few things that you can show to customer, and at the same time you can explain to the customer, saying that, hey, look, document management is not about viewing comments and so on, but after you view, alright, the consultants or someone else will update the drawing. Right? Now, this is the time for you to show them the revision control. Now, if you guys is the existing doc user, you know that last time we just do overlapping, side by side comparing, overlapping compare on the 2D. But nowadays, if you click on it, if you give you a summary or report just like in BIM 360, they will check on three things. Added new, modified, and deleted by color code. So I think it is green, yellow, and red, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. So what will happen here is, alright. So like for example here, I have 474 items. 574 items is added. 0 removed, 10 modified. Green, red, yellow. Yeah. There you go. So if I click on each element, that will let you know where is the item highlighted. Now, the coolest part about this thing is I always show to customer in 3D, because in 3D it will let you know what is the difference in terms of perimeter, area, and volume. Alright? It's one of the cool things that you can show it to your customer. And it's very useful. Let's say that if I'm the engineer, architect make updates on the version, and I go in immediately, I know that what is changed. Alright? And if I'm the QS, I even know that what is the difference between the QS. Now, in reality, alright, those are the practical, the way that you show to your customer. In reality, alright, this design compare, we are still far away to be perfect condition. The reason being is you might face certain condition where you move a little bit things in your Revit, you update into new version, and they will detect thousands of elements is being moved, right? That is one of the issues that happens in 3D right now. Errors is already reported. Product team is working on that issue right now. Alright. So please make sure that you check your revision control before you show it to your customer. Alright. I think I have one examples here. I don't know if I have this one. Let's try.
Any questions, by the way? Of course.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we custom the text box in the markup?
Custom.
Have a box around the text or the color or the font size. Can we custom that?
I think color you can control. No. No, I don't think color you can control in terms of the markups.
Yeah, markup. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, we can control the colors. Let me see. If I click on the markup, yes, I can control colors over here.
Okay.
Right?
How about the borders?
It would be cool if we can assign different colors to different disciplines.
Yeah, normally we will set it up, saying that, hey, architect using what color and so on. It's easier to view. Right? Now,
But I think issue automatic, there's a differentiation between different
Users?
or users.
no, it's open up right now.
Oh, but before we had
Specific?
Yeah, specific like triangle for this guy's a circle.
No.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. Okay, there's one thing that you guys need to know here is to do a design compare or version compare 2D, you click on the version. Right? Like for example, over here, I click on version, I click on compare version. Very good. Alright? But in 3D, alright, like for example here, this 2D here, 2D drawing, there's a compare version in the version tab. But 3D is different. 3D, you have to go in and click on compare. Okay? There's a two different places. Don't ask me why. Alright? That's how it's being developed. Now, there's a new thing last 2 weeks that you can say that document A, document B, in terms of the different version, I can click compare. Same thing as well, it will detect whatever that is changed, modified, and deleted. Right? You guys can play around with the data set, move a little bit things, and see how is the thing is being reflected. Now, see that I already moved 11 items. This one is a good thing to show. Alright, now this is the document management where you upload your Revit models manually. Now, if your customers are using C4R or they need to upload or sync their models to the cloud, right? This is what you guys need to do, right? First thing first is you go to your if you go to your, let me see, if you go to your Revit here, if you click collaborate, for 2019 you only have two options, local server or the BIM 360 docs. 2018.3 you can see there's a three tabs, server, team or docs, alright? So you can choose it from there. Now if I click on this document management, I will be able to show the list of the project that I have in my BIM 360 docs, alright? So let's say that, for example, if I go into there, project KC, and I can see all the folders that is located inside here. Now,
I have a question
yes,
about upload the file.
All right.
Please back to okay. If I have a new version, right? I upload into this document and then it will separate the sheet, right? What I do before is happen, version is changed is all.
You need to control the sets here.
Yes, I mean when I upload new version, right? I choose just one Revit file, right? And it's separate the view sheet, right?
I think to answer that question, there was a period that the behavior weren't that way, but the version that.
Yeah.
There was a period.
The question maybe is like this. It's about the version because for the file, when he upload a new version, nowadays it changed. Every sheet it changed to version 2.
There was a period.
Do you control the publish sets in Revit? So always remember that before you upload, check on the publish sets here. So only tick whatever that you want to publish, right? Okay, so now let's go back to the collaborate here. Simple things, you click on collaborate, you click on the BIM 360 document management and collaborate. Now, once you click on that one, it will automatically upload your central file into your selection of folders. Now, I created a I think 5 or 6 folders here. One folder is for architectural, structure, mechanical, civil, blah, 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 and so on. Now, if I go into architectural, these files here is a cloud model. Oh, sorry, it's a central file. All right, I've uploaded 4 times. Now, there's a behavior in BIM 360 design. It's the same with C4R. If you keep sync, it will only sync at the back end. In front, it will still remain as version 1. Right? If you see this version 4, it doesn't mean that I only sync 4 times. I might have synced it by 100, 200 times. One day I might be sync the models 20, 30 times. Alright? But this version here is controlled by the published settings in your Revit. It makes sense because when I'm doing the models, I'm not going to sync 20 times and I have a 20 version. So does it mean that by end of the year I will have thousands of versions? It doesn't make sense, right? Because I just sync to make sure that everything is safe and backed up. Now, sync, it will not increase the version, but if you click on the manage cloud models here, and if you click to publish, the publish button in your manage cloud models, it will increase the version. So you only do that when you have finalized your drawings, or you have done your drawings or models, you want to publish and to let everyone to see. Now, similar things, even though it's a cloud model, it's a central model, it is still controlled by the publish settings here. Alright? So you control what you want to publish using the publish setting. Now, if I go into here, if I click on this model, it's not only 3D, but you still can access all the drawing sheets on the left-hand tabs, sheets and view. Right? So I can click on the 2Ds, the drawings, whatever things that I want to view directly from here. Alright? Now, okay, so now I even have the history to show that what is going on this particular project. Now, this model here, I can do a markup issue as what we are doing earlier on. But now, there's one major thing different between C4R and BIM 360 design. You guys use C4R before, right? C4R is architect, structural engineer, M&E will upload their central models. And then me as architect, I will link the structure and M&E models directly from C4R. This is what you guys are doing?
Yes.
Right? So the issue happen is if you do this kind of method, if the structural engineer is not complete yet the model, M&E is not complete yet, the models will be uploaded or linked into my project. And it might create some confusion on my side. Alright, because let's say that the structural engineer haven't moved the columns or some structure, and I didn't know that. I thought that is being designed, and I start to make a complaint. I said, hey, structural engineer, you did it wrongly, you didn't follow my design, blah blah blah. So it creates a lot of confusion in between. Now, that is one of the biggest issue because of the team. We don't have the control. We don't have the management system. Now, when it goes into BIM 360 design, things will be different. You can control when you want to publish your models for people to use, and you can control, right, my Siri. You can control, I can control when I want to consume people's model. Alright, this one is a little bit confusing in the early beginning, but I created this one. Hope you guys understand how the thing works. Right? I just make a very examples on two consultants sharing their work. Now, let's look at the structural engineer first. Structural engineer uploaded a central file in BIM 360 docs, right? So, as usual, you can access from Hong Kong, Malaysia, anywhere, right? This part, you guys understand? Right? This is simple, right? Now, they uploaded the first model, which is revision Revit version 1, okay, the first version. Now, once they uploaded, they said that, hey, this model is complete at this moment. I want to share it to my architects, M&E, structure, M&E, civils, landscape, and everyone.